So now we're going to put the tires and rim strips on the wheels, on the deep V wheels, which is sometimes a little bit trickier than if you're doing it on a regular set of box rims off your mountain bike. So first we get the cloth rim strip, cloth, not the nylon ones, not the plastic ones, not the rubber ones, but the cloth ones. You find the valve stem hole. The way that you know you found it is it's smaller than the other ones, right? And then you line it up with the valve stem hole in your rim strip. And it's kind of like when you put on electrical tape, you kind of stretch it taut. You don't have to stretch it a ton, but you want it to be snug. You just work your way around. Because this isn't Velox tape, I'm going to have to trim off the edge of this tape. And I'll tell you why we're running rim strips in here. These little edges right there, because these are double wall wheels, that means that the spoke nipples are actually down inside there. You can see them. So they have to have these holes in here to get access to them. But the edges on these holes are sharp, and it'll actually puncture your tube. So I've seen all sorts of different things when I've taken bikes apart. People put electrical tape in there, or, you know, trying to put straw in there or whatever. Go buy some cloth rim strips. Go buy some Velox rim strips. That's what you want to have. So these things are prepped for tires and tubes now. There's a lot of ways to do this. I have a way that's worked for me many, many, many times. So I'm just going to show you how it goes. First you have Presta-Tube. This is called a Presta valve. This is the European valve. In order to fill up a Presta valve, you actually have to loosen that guy right there, and that lets the air in. Goes like that. And then when you tighten it down again, you tighten it like that. So if you can't get air into your tube, chances are this is what's going on. And I like to just put a little bit of air in the tube so that it fills out. I have less pinch flats when I do that. And then I get my tire, sort of feed it in. So that I don't have any problems. And then I grab my wheel. Some tires are directional. I don't think that these ones are. But you want to pay attention to what's happening if it's directional tire. Find your valve stem. And you start the whole process. Now in this situation, you might have something going on right now that you can't see this because it's too short. If you have deep V wheels, like these ones are 42 millimeter deep. If you have deep V wheels, you're not going to be able to see the valve stem unless you get a long enough valve stem. So you're going to need like a 60 millimeter or 48 millimeter valve stem. So you guys, just to get this tire on, I just start working it around. And you make sure that it's beating in. You see how it has that little edge right there? You make sure that edge is in, like that. And I kind of stretch the tire out, and I work it around both directions with this as my center point right here, the valve stem. This actually wanted a little bit more air in it, because if we had more air, then you wouldn't be seeing this. And this sort of stuff right here is the easy way to get a pinch flat, because you really want that tube to be snugged up inside of your tire as you're putting your wheel on. Fit! Fit! You're just kind of pulling and tucking until you get to the spot that you need mechanical advantage. So now you got it to a point that only a small part of the tire isn't up beaded on the wheel yet. You have it on one side or the other, trying to give you as many angles as you can see, like this. And now, this is the hard part to explain. You need to take a Burley tire lever, and you need to get up inside where you're going to be basically levering like this to persuade the tire onto the wheel. But if you get the tube in there in the wrong spot, you're going to get a pinch flat, and you're going to pop your tube, and you're going to be really sorry. So the best advice that I have for doing this is just make sure that you're not like going up. You want to like go as close to the wheel as possible and make sure that you're still on that aluminum and you're not prying with a tube in between. And you can see the tube wants to like hang down and get in the way and generally make itself a hazard. The best advice I have is take it slow. You see that tube, it wants to pinch right there. So another thing you can do for that is you can let a little bit of the air out. Get yourself that last little bit of flexibility. There we are. I'm a big fan of a lot of air in my tires, so I'll probably inflate this to like 90. Don't forget the valve stem cap. There you go. This is a complete back wheel, ready to get stuck on your Project 10 speed conversion bike. And this is a single speed wheel. Single speed.